Hey guys, good afternoon and welcome to the 330 Sports Show. My name is Justin Coffin. Today is Thursday, November 10th, 2023. As you can see on screen, joining me, I have senior tailback Tyshon King and I have senior linebacker Alex Howard. We're going to get in with them in just a minute. We're going to get to know them, talk a little bit about YSU football. Fairly big game this weekend, and we'll get to know them as players and a little bit off the field as well. But before we do that, we're going to have a quick word from our sponsors and we'll be right back.
Mighty Mike Heating and Cooling is affordable, professional, and there when you need us 24/7. Stay warm this winter by calling your hometown hero today. Mighty Mike Heating and Cooling, 330-207-7070. This program proudly supported and brought to you by Eric Cromer, Cross Country Mortgage, a wiser way to mortgage. This program proudly supported and brought to you by the Youngstown Drip IV Bar, helping the Mahoning Valley reach its wellness goal. This program proudly supported and brought to you by Youngstown Computer, the Valley's IT company.
All right, we are back. So as I mentioned, Alex, linebacker, Tyshon, tailback for the Penguins. Let's get to know you guys a little bit. And so, Alex, let's start with you. You're the Ohio guy. You're from the Cincinnati area. So tell us a little bit about your process and how you got up here to Youngstown State.
My process is my junior year is when I first started playing, and then I got the offer from Youngstown when Bo Pelini was here, and I didn't know anything about Youngstown. I didn't even know it was in Ohio.
Okay.
So I asked Coach Rashawn Baker was my linebacker. I was like, "Where is that at?" And he was like, "It's in Ohio." I'm like, "Where?" So then I came up here for a visit, and then I seen the stadium, and then when I liked Bo a lot, so then I committed, and then that's when Phillips came. He's the first coach to recruit me, and then that's my process of how I got here.
Okay, all right, very nice. Tyshon, a little bit different route. You went you entered the transfer portal and got here. So tell us a little bit about your journey and getting here to Youngstown.
I went to high school, Kankakee, Illinois, Bishop McNamara, and I wasn't a Division I qualifier coming out because of my grades. So I had to go take the Division II route, but I really wasn't getting any Division II offers because, like, it sounds crazy, but like I was playing so well, like I wasn't on their radar. So I was prepared to just go JUCO. And one day Northern Michigan came and they was like, how is he still here? They came back the next day and took me on a visit.
Yeah.
And I committed, and I spent my first 4 years there, graduated, enjoyed my time there, wasn't traded for nothing. But after this past season, I felt like it was best for me in my career to see what was out there. So I entered the transfer portal and got in contact with Coach Doug and Coach Troy, and they recruited me hard. I took a visit, and once I got here, I knew this is where I wanted to be.
Awesome. It's so cool to hear different stories, whether it be directly from high school or, like you said, you went the Division II route, entered the transfer portal, you killed it at your old school, and now you come in and you've already got Missouri Valley football accolades, newcomer of the year, stuff like that. Alex, you're the leading tackler on the team. So, I mean, no matter what route you guys end up where you are, and it's cool. Like the journey is almost more important than the destination. So that's great. So Alex, let's go back to you a little bit. 58 tackles, 3 sacks, 2 pass breakups. You got a sack against the Buckeyes this year. So, I've looking at your stats, you redshirted, and then your stats have kind of increased each year. So how has, the growth of you as a player, as a teammate, all that stuff, how is that, how have you grown at your time here in Youngstown?
I would just say each year I've grown more and more just as I got older, just seeing things more on the field, things like that, lifting, stretching, I went through a lot of injuries too, so that's why it increased more and more. I started playing more and more, and I started to get a feel again. It was like feeling like it's high school, like the ball is easy.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, you guys put the work in, obviously, and that the more and more you put in, it pays off. So Tyshon too, you killed it, in high school and in college, the Division II level. And now like a lot of people didn't know your name coming into this season, and you and Dre in the backfield are just lighting it up. So
Yeah.
I think you're averaging close to 6 yards a carry. You got nine touchdowns, I think, on the season.
Yeah.
So over 800 all-purpose yards. So what's that jump been like from the Division II to now the FCS level of Division I?
It was, I say, playing where I played in Division II prepared me a lot because I was in the GLIAC, and that's the best conference in Division II. We got Ferris and Grand Valley. Those are 2 Division I teams.
Oh, no doubt.
So playing in that conference really helped me out, but it was definitely an adjustment. It took time. I won't say I just came here and was just lighting it up from the jump. Alex can tell you it was a little shaky at first,
Yeah.
But I just had to sit back and realize it's just football,
Yeah, right.
Like regardless of the level, it's just football. It's something I've been doing since I was 4 years old. So once I just made it simple for me, I owe a lot to Dre. He really helped me. Like, he helped me out a lot because, like I said, it was rough at first. But he was patient with me. He was there whenever I needed questions. So I appreciate Dre a lot. And you see what we're doing this year.
Absolutely. And it was cool to hear, because Dre joined us a couple months ago. And it was cool to hear how he learned from Jaleel, who's now in the NFL. So, he's taken that big step where you don't see a lot of guys at the FCS level drafted into the NFL or make it at a high level. And Jaleel was killing it, and Dre learned from him. And now you're learning from Dre, and it's kind of all hands on deck. And it's cool to see everyone become successful. So, so that's awesome. That's great to hear. Alex, on your resume, on your bio, it also said you were the 2017 or 2018 homecoming king on that too. So 2019. Okay. Yeah. So just nominated and went with it.
Yeah. I mean, at my school, you could nominate yourself.
Okay.
So, I just nominated myself. I was really kind of a quiet kid in high school. I didn't really talk much to nobody, but I mean, I was a star football player, so everybody liked me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. And the Cincinnati area is well known for really good high school football.
I think it's the best.
In the state of Ohio is right up there with, you got Texas, you got California, Florida, Ohio's right up there. Georgia's up there. So, that's with the elite of the elite. So, that's really awesome. So we got a big one this weekend, South Dakota State. Give us a little scouting report. Obviously, we got an offensive guy, we got a defensive guy. So why don't you, Alex, tell us a little bit about their offense, and then Tyshon, I'll have you kind of tell us a little bit about their defense.
It's a high-powered offense, both good with the run and pass. They got, I think, maybe 10 6-year seniors.
Okay.
So they've been playing with each other for a lot of years. When all them snaps add up, they just know how each other move. So for us defense, we got to stop the run, just make them one-dimensional, and then we all can rally.
No doubt.
You just keep giving the ball to our offense.
What about you with their defense?
Defensively, they just line up and play ball. They sit in zone coverage. They don't send blitzes. They not running a lot of stunts. They just play ball. They line up and they say, we better than you. And, we take offense to that.
Yeah.
We don't think nobody better than us. So we're going to go out with a point to prove for sure. We got to be able to run the ball. If we run the ball, you bring those safeties down into the box, and you see how explosive our passing game can be. So we definitely got to establish the run, and it'll open up everything else for us.
Now, obviously you guys play week to week. You can only play one game at a time, and playing a team, and all due respect to Indiana State, but their record is what it is. You're kind of on the other end of the spectrum this week. But do you guys prepare or take an opponent? I don't want to say take them lightly or ramp it up for a different opponent, but does your preparation change at all with the opponent you're facing the next week?
Not at all. Coach Phillips won't allow it.
That's good.
Whether we plan, our preparation this week compared to last week is no different. It's the same thing. If anything, he was hard on us last week.
Yeah.
Just because in your mind, they ain't won a game. But I'll be the first to tell you they're a lot better than what their record said.
No doubt. Yeah.
So
that's a scrappy team.
Yeah. That wasn't we knew we weren't just gonna go in there and roll over them. They fought hard. They made it hard on us.
Oh yeah.
So our preparation doesn't change whether we playing Indiana State or Ohio State. It's the same thing every week.
That's good to hear that. So what's your guys' mindset heading into, and again, maybe as an outside perspective, not in the locker room, not with you guys in the film room, stuff like that. But what's the mindset in the locker room with a really great team? You've played the number one team in FBS, and now you're going to play the number one team in FCS. So looking at them on tape, you said they just line up. They don't do anything too fancy, but they just get after it. Does their tape pop a little bit more, or do you see anything on that tape that's like, we need to take this away, or anything like that this week in film prep?
They're a really good football team, but we're a really good football team.
No doubt.
So we don't do nothing different. We think we can stop them. They
Mhm.
think they can stop us. So, I mean, we're going to be mano, see who wins.
Love it. Love
Yeah,
it.
Definitely. Like, you watch their film, they play ball. You know,
Mhm.
they, like he said, they're a good football team.
Yep.
You're not going to sit here and act like they're not a good team. They're a really good team. But like Alex said, we're a really good team.
Mhm.
And our thing is, we had the number 5 team come to us,
Mhm.
and we made it ugly.
Oh yeah.
Like, we don't fear anybody.
Yeah.
So we look forward to this game for sure.
And this, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is this your last home game of the season?
Yep.
So
Regular season.
Yeah, of the regular. Thank you for
Yeah.
correcting me on that. Of
Yeah.
the regular season. So this is a big one. And you guys don't kick off a lot at noon.
Mhm.
So this is kind of cool. You guys
Yeah.
got a noon spotlight on this game. We need Youngstown. What's your message to the town, the city, the suburbs, all the people around that are YSU Penguin fans? What's your message to them to get out and, see you guys this weekend?
We need them, like in a game like this,
Mm-hmm.
where they just played a very emotional game last week, playing they rivals,
Yeah.
in a game like this where they could come to a hostile environment
Mm-hmm.
where we haven't lost in 2 years, having the fans there supporting us, making it hard on them, it'll only help us in the long run. No, we making a playoff push,
Mm-hmm.
we need Youngstown to come out and show the support. We need y'all.
100%.
sure.
Come support. We need the energy, please.
I was going to say, do you
Support.
guys feel that
Yeah.
energy?
Oh,
You
yeah.
feel that on the field,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
on the sidelines?
Yes.
It's like, and you want them to be loud, especially when their offense is on the
Mhm.
field, and maybe a little quieter when our offense is on the field. But that's cool. Like I always want to know. I've never played at the high of level as you guys, but the noise, the level, that's cool that you guys see that and
Brings
it affects
energy.
you.
Brings
Yes,
energy.
that's awesome. And we need a loud crowd to get out there and last home game of the season, of the regular season.
Yeah.
So get out there. No excuses. We need all of Youngstown to get down there and pack the ice castle. So let's talk a little bit about what makes Youngstown State a special place for you guys. And obviously we talked about your paths, your routes, different paths of getting here.
Mhm.
But why did Youngstown State, whether it be Coach Phillips, the coaching staff, the guys in the locker room, the town, whatever it might be, why was this the right choice for, and Tyshon, we'll start with you. Why was that the right choice for you?
When he was recruiting me
Mhm.
while I was in the transfer portal, you talk to a lot of coaches and they talk about, yeah, we're gonna bring you on a visit, see how you like it, all this and that. He always he made it a forefront. Like, we had my visit planned for March and December.
And when you say he, you're talking Coach
Phillips,
Okay.
yeah. He was like, we're gonna bring you down in March so you can
Mhm.
see us practice, so you can see our football team.
Yep.
A lot of schools just want to bring you out, try to get you there, try to get you to commit early. He never pressured me to try to commit.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I came on my visit, I seen the team. I'm like, this is a really good football team. This
Yeah.
could be a special team. And when you get with the players, that's when the truth come out. I'm
Mhm.
like, how is he really? Like, is he just playing in my face, or
Yeah.
is this really him? Nobody had anything bad to say about Coach Phillips. Nobody. Like, it wasn't even well, he can do this. Like, it was nothing. Like, who
Mhm.
he's showing you is who he is.
That's good.
And that's a
Yeah.
man that I can respect because he being himself, And like I say, everybody asked me like, what made you go to Youngstown? Because I had FBS interest, I had an FBS offer. I was like, when you just get that feeling
Mm-hmm.
that this is where I'm supposed to be. And that's just how I felt. And I feel like up until this point, I made a very good decision for myself.
100%. I agree. And that's cool because too, you hear you hear some recruiting horror stories of
Mhm.
guys that are promised playing time or promised this and that, or we're going to do this. And then those things don't happen. Those guys end up in the transfer portal and maybe they don't come out. So that's refreshing to hear. You know, you just tell it like it is.
Yeah, and
Be
that's something
straight up.
he never promised me anything.
Yeah.
You know, you got other
Mhm.
schools, man, we're gonna do this for you, we're gonna do this
Mhm.
for you. All he told me was that I had a full scholarship.
It's awesome.
He was
yeah.
like, you can come in and you can be the starter, or you can come in and you can be a depth guy,
Yeah.
depending on what you do. You know, he never promised
Earn
me
your
anything.
spot. Yep.
You know, he say in the past, any transfer that we bring in, they play,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't just play them just because we brought them in. You know, you got to earn that. So
No doubt.
that was something I respected. He didn't give me anything. You know,
Yep.
I came in, I was a 4.
Mm-hmm.
I had to work my way up the depth chart. It wasn't I came in and was immediately a 1. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I got all the respect for Coach Phillips. All the respect in the
That's
world.
awesome. That's awesome. Alex, same question for you. What brought you to Youngstown, and kind of what makes this the right choice for you?
When I first came here on my visit in 2019, it just felt like a place I could just build in. I've been here for 5 years now,
Yeah.
so I just feel like I got to protect it now. I feel like a
Mhm.
new home for me. So I just the 330 is like another home.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got to protect it.
Yeah, that it's cool to hear too, because like you said, you didn't know where Youngstown really was on
Mhm.
the map before you got here. Now it's kind of a second home for
Yeah.
you. So yeah, I think once you live in Youngstown, once you're a part of this culture, you know, this town's going to embrace you,
Mhm.
and this town embraces hardworking people. And the harder you work, the more it's going to pay off. You know, that's true in life, on the football field, whatever it might be. So I love just hearing your guys' stories and how you got here. So for people that have maybe not been to a game yet, or maybe, you know, just seen you briefly, whether it's at games, because you guys are wearing football helmets too.
Mhm.
So people don't get that like facial recognition like with basketball and baseball and stuff like that too. So what kind of player, let's do this. I'm going to have you describe Alex as a football player, and Alex, you're going to describe Tyshon as a football player.
Okay.
So why
I
don't
like
you
that.
go first? Describe Tyshon.
I would say Tyshon is a really, really good player, really electric player. At first, like you said, when he first got here, I'm like, I don't know. And when I first seen him play, he told me on the side, he's like, I told you. I'm like, oh yeah, little bulldog. So yeah, he just smooth with. I just smooth.
Okay.
That's all I like.
All
Smooth.
right. And how about Alex as a player?
Alex, he just sideline to sideline. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like coaches like to say, our linebackers are sideline. He truly, like, you see it in practice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't get ran down often, but like Alex can run me down, you know,
Mhm.
and I seen it a couple times at camp. I'm like, he really flying.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you don't know if it's really just practices, but you get in the game, he just flying everywhere. And whenever we need a play, 3 always there,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and he do his job. That's the biggest thing. He may not make every tackle, he may not make every play, but he do his job that allow for other people to make the play. So Alex, he probably the best player we got on the team, you know, and I say that humbly, you know, because I like myself as a football player, but I know good football when I see it.
That's awesome.
And I can put all my trust in 3 out there.
I love it. Love it. And I've been at 2 of your guys' games this year, and I've heard both of your names called a lot over that loudspeaker, whether I was at the Ohio State game and I was at the Valparaiso games.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping to get there this Saturday and hear both of your names
Need-
called a
need
lot.
support.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do my best to get down there on Saturday. But I want to keep hearing your guys' names called towards the end of this regular season and get you guys that playoff push. So all right, so you guys described each other a little bit as players. Now, give me a player that maybe you idolized a little bit, or maybe you model your game after, whether it's a college player, NFL player, someone you idolized growing up. Whoever wants to take that one first.
I would say Fred Warner is my
Okay.
guy that I idolize, that I just see that like plays sideline to sideline, knows his job, reads his job. And it's somebody that I would say just boosted myself and like really wanted to take everything serious is Jaleel McLaughlin. Just seeing him last year and just how he worked, constantly working. I just seen him every day and I was like, I want to do that. So I'm gonna take it serious like him.
That's great. That's great. How about you?
When I was about in high school, middle school, high school, I really emulated Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
Just because he was a different kind of back. He wasn't the most explosive. He wasn't the fastest, you know, but he always found a way to just get chunk plays, you know. So that's somebody I always model my game after. And then more recently, Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
Just because, like, when you watch him play, the stat sheet may not say a whole lot. When you watch him play, he never getting taken down by the first man. He a really tough runner. He active in the passing game, and that's something that I really took strides in these past couple years. Was being an option in the passing game, because that's just an extension of the run game.
Oh, for sure.
Where you could just get as many touches as possible. So Alvin Kamara, that's my favorite player in the NFL for sure.
That's great. Yeah, and like you said, a dual threat guy. And with you playing the linebacker position, you not only got to come up and support in the run game, but you got to get guys out of the backfield, like cover tight ends, whether it be running backs, whatever it might be. So is there one you prefer? Would you rather come up and play run support, or would you rather be a part of the passing game, or it's all kind of intertwined?
I like it all. I like it all. I like pass rushing. I like stopping the run. I like covering. So that's why I like linebacker. I like doing it all.
Okay. All right. So who makes the call on the defensive end for you guys? Like any defensive call, like whether calling out plays or
the defense coordinator calls the plays.
Yeah,
and I set the front for the design.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Then, like I usually get all our empty checks and all that.
Okay,
our safeties make like our pass calls for.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure how that worked. Like some teams it's like the mic, some teams it's whatever. So do you have like a necessary position?
I would say I'm the leader on the defense.
Okay,
I know I'm the QB of the defense.
Okay,
sure.
All right, very good, very good. Do you have a like a favorite part of the offensive side of the ball, whether it's like I'm sure for most running backs it's not pass protection, but do you have would you rather take the handoff, or would you rather catch it out of the backfield?
No, I like touching the ball.
Yeah,
I
just give me the ball.
Getting as many touches as possible, but any way that I can impact the game, I like to impact the game. It's been a couple of games where it may not have been there in the run game for me, but I make a good pass pickup that pass pro pickup that leads to an explosive. For Bryce or CJ or something like that. I just like finding a way to impact the game.
Yeah.
So if it's not me, if having the ball in my hands isn't impacting the game, trying to figure out a way to just make an impact on the game, feel like I'm helping the team.
And a lot of that stuff doesn't show up in the stats column, and it's not going to get your name in the paper, but in the film room, I'm sure your coaches really appreciate.
Yeah, he Coach Larkin to rip us for any missed pass pro more than he'll ever praise us for like a crazy run. Like that's the thing he care about the most: ball security and pass protection.
No doubt.
Because if you fumbling and you can't protect the quarterback, you can't play.
It's awesome. That's great to hear. Give me some advice you guys would give, whether it's guys that might enter the transfer portal, or maybe it's a sophomore in high school that's about to go through the recruiting process. Give them some advice of what worked for you, and maybe just best piece of advice.
I would say, as far as the transfer portal, it's not as pretty as everybody make it out to be. You can get. I've had some, like my friends, like enter the transfer portal and never make it out. And the biggest thing I told myself, because a lot of people was telling me for years, like, you should transfer. I'm like, I want to make it to the point where I can't be denied. Where nobody can tell me I'm not good enough to play for their football team. Where I don't have to. When I entered this transfer portal, I didn't send my film to anybody. I posted my highlight tape on YouTube, and whatever I got from that, I got from that. I didn't want to feel like I had to beg somebody for their time. So I feel like unless it's a situation that you just desperately need to get out of, like, just put your head down and work. Work will take you a long way, because the transfer portal is only going to get worse, as far as the people that's entering, because you see the success stories that come out of it.
Right.
And you have kids who feel like, oh, that's going to be me. Because I'm not playing at this school. I'm going to go to another school. Yeah. And the worst thing is when kids try to make a jump. You're not playing at one school, you try to make a jump. It don't work out like that, So my biggest thing for the kids in the transfer portal, go where you loved and where they treat you right and where you feel is best for you. Don't go somewhere for the glitz and the glamour. Don't go for somebody else. Do what's best for you. That's my biggest thing to anybody in the transfer portal.
It's great advice. Now, Alex, you took the old school route more so. We didn't have all this transferring and NIL and all that stuff before. So you did the high school route, got recruited. YSU was your place. You found it. You loved it. So give us a piece of advice for a high school kid that is picking the right college.
I would say just believe in yourself as much as you can, and don't let anybody tell you like where to go or what to choose. That's a thought for yourself on where you want to go. And I would say when you get the opportunity, do as much as you can. Do as much as you can. Even if you think it's enough, do more. Do more. Because that was my biggest thing of just like not taking care of my body and just injuries after injuries after injuries. And I'll never let that happen again, just to where my mental is now.
Yeah.
Just take care of yourself and believe in yourself.
Great advice. Again, whether it's on the football field or in life. So I love it. All right. Let me flip it on you guys. If you could play offense, what position would you want to play?
Running back.
Okay.
I would be quarterback, but I know I wouldn't be good at it. I have a better chance at running back.
Okay. All right. And Tyshon, if you could play defense, and maybe you guys have in high school or previous, but if you could play at the collegiate level right now, what position would you want to play?
I'll play safety.
Okay.
I feel like safety, I could cover and I could still come down and get it run fits. Like it's really you're an extended linebacker to a sense, but it's more pass coverage. So I want to get some interceptions and all of that and still be able to come down in the run fits.
Okay. Do either of you guys play special teams at all?
I was on punt for the first 6-7 games.
Okay.
Now they're just starting to rotate.
Yeah.
Because I play all defensive snaps.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Have you played special teams in your career?
No, I've never taken a special team snap, actually.
Okay.
But I'm on the depth charts. But
I was gonna say as a kick returner or anything.
No, I've never taken a special teams. Not since I've been in school.
I've started with all special teams. That's where I started to grow at special teams. So that is like where you usually start, especially as a defensive guy, linebacker. That's what you mainly use for. So I used to be on all four, and I slowly just more defensive snaps, less special team snap, and it just started like to rotate. Switch.
Okay. And forgive me, I forget which one of you guys told me you had some recovery stuff you were doing before you came in here, but this is something I never thought to ask until you mentioned that. But the recovery, I mean, a linebacker, running back, not many people are in more collisions in a football game than you two. And I've heard NFL guys, college guys, it's like being in a car accident every week. So how do you guys take care of your body? What's the recovery stuff like from week to week?
I have a routine every day. I get in the cold tub twice a day, hot tubs twice a day. I stretch twice a day. Every 2 days, I get my hamstring scrapes, like an intense, like metal tool in your hamstrings. I do rehab, prehab, and post rehab. So every day it's just work. Take care of your body.
How about you?
Yeah, I stretch. That's the biggest thing for me is just stretching, keeping my hamstrings loose. And like you say, cold tub, hot tub.
Do you alternate
rehab.
those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you kind of shock the body. You start in the hot tub, you get right in the cold tub.
Okay.
Shock the body and like reset it almost.
Okay.
And then just doing rehab on any nicks and bruises because I just can tell you, like the day after a game, like it really feel like you've been in a car crash. Like it's hard to get out of bed, you know? So that work that you do throughout the week, whether it's the rehab or what you eating, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting to sleep at night, like all that stuff matters. Like I really early in college, like I'm any 18-year-old, like I'm away from home, I'm staying up late every night because I ain't got nobody to tell me I got to go to sleep. But when you see the effect that I have on your body, like I'm in the bed by 10:30 now, like at the latest. Like, so just that, like the recovery is the biggest thing. And I got a younger brother who in his freshman year in college football, I tell him all the time, like, bro, take care of your body. Like I wish I was taking care of my body my freshman year at college because I would feel a lot better, you know. Not saying I feel bad, but I know I'll feel a lot better. So I'm just big on anybody. Just take care of your body.
Yeah. And that's all part of the process. You guys have to learn that sometimes the hard way and figure it out as you go. But, you know, now being, you know, senior years, graduate, you know, students, you guys figure that out. So that's like, maybe you can help out the younger guys, your brother who's a freshman, you know, through that stuff. So, all right, I got to ask you guys about the NIL stuff. Name, image, and likeness. When you first came to college, probably when you first came to college too, that wasn't even a thing. Like didn't even exist. And then 2-3 years ago, all of a sudden it's like, you know, it's this wild west. No one knows what's going on. But getting to know the Penguin Collective guys and, you know, just hearing stories and talking to some of your teammates, it sounds like a pretty awesome thing that's going on. So tell me a little bit about the Penguin Collective and what it means to you guys as student athletes.
The collective is a really cool thing. Coach Phillips was telling me about it a little bit on my visit, but he was just like, like you guys perform on the field, like we're gonna get you paid, you know? And they handle everything so we don't get screwed over, essentially. Like signing bad contracts. Like it's a guy in the NFL, at least sign some NIL contract. You gotta give them 20% of every NFL contract you get for the next 20 years. Like that's terrible.
Yeah.
They read over any contracts that we get, they proofread them, and then they like affirm too. So everything is legal through them. They make sure we taking out the right amount for taxes. Because if you get X amount of money, it gets taken out in your taxes, like federal taxes. So they're making sure to let us know, like, you got to put this money away for taxes. You know, they're not just giving us big, silly lump sums of money. You know, they break it up to where it's reasonable, and they help out a lot. You know, they make it easy for us to where we just go out and we just worry about the football, and they worry about the money. And if you got some money, they're gonna call you and let you know. You know, like we don't have to go out begging for money, like, oh, please market me. They handle that. They handle that kind of stuff for us. So grateful to have something like the Penguin Collective here for us.
And it's cool because I think especially in the Missouri Valley Conference, it was the first one founded. All the other schools, 10, 11 schools, no one had it. And now YSU, Youngstown comes in, and this is a community that loves football. You know, that will support their players. And you guys, a lot of people forget, you're in the classroom, you're studying, you're in the film room, you're in the weight room, you're doing all this other stuff. You can't go out and get a job like a normal college student. You're working your butts off, and not to mention you're in the hot tub, you're in the cold tub, you got to get treatment, all that stuff. So Alex, what's that meant for you?
Yeah, so that's what I would say is, like, the years before the NIL, like in the summer, I would get jobs and have to work, and that would take away from my time of just preparing and getting my body ready for like the seasons. So like now I can put all that time just towards football, towards my school, towards taking care of my body. And it's most definitely, it's like we just get paychecks, and the better we perform, the more we get. Like, beat the big teams, we get paid. Yeah. So it's nice.
And it's a job. Football is a job.
Yeah, definitely.
And, you know, this is, whether it's preparing you for a future in football or a future outside of football, you know, you guys get to meet people, make connections. They see the hard work you guys are putting in, the effort. And, you know, that translate, again, not just on the football field, but to the job, to the real world, you know, when it gets out there. So appreciate you guys sharing that stuff. All right. You played in the state of Michigan. You're both college football players. I got to ask you about the stuff that's going on in Michigan and because sign stealing is a thing, you know, like whether you played baseball or basketball or football, you know, you hear stuff, you see stuff, and if you pick up on it and it can be to your advantage, that's good. But, you know, some of the nefarious things that maybe we've heard. So just give me you don't have to go in depth, but give me some of your impression about what's happening or what you think has happened at the University of Michigan.
I would just say it's smart, because I would say everybody tries it. So they're just putting the most effort into it, like trying to steal signs. So
okay.
To me, yeah, it's just smart.
Okay.
The only thing I think is crazy that, like, he ended up on Central Michigan sideline.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's not
all
like, that's crazy to me. Like, because it gets to the point, like, how does Central Michigan, like, let somebody they never seen before on their sideline?
Yeah.
You know, that's the only thing to me.
Scandalous, I would say.
Where I'm sitting back, like, what's going on? You know, but outside of that, like, everybody looking at signals. Like, we have dummy signals. You know, like, we got 6 different signals going on. We just, as an offense, we got to know who giving out the right signal, you know, because everybody's signaling. I think it's going to get to the point, though, where, like, college going to have to do like the NFL do and let them get the little like call thing in the helmet for the quarterback, so we just huddle.
Or the green sticker guy on defense and stuff like that.
As long as people got a signal, like, people are gonna pick up on signs.
Agreed.
Like you say, Michigan just tried the hardest. You know?
Let me just say it from this, because, you know, I'm a YSU fan. I'm an Ohio State graduate, and so I might have a little bias, you know, in that. But I will say, let's just use you as a linebacker. If you stole, hypothetically, not saying YSU, if the team you were playing on, Team X, stole Team Y's signs, and you knew it was a pass, and you didn't have to worry about Tyshon getting the ball as a running back, I mean, that eliminates 50% of the playbook right there. So, or vice versa, you know it's a run, you you can. I don't have to cover the tight end. I don't have to cover the running back coming out. I know he's getting the ball. So that's my side of. I wanted your guys' opinion on that.
I agree on that.
My only argument against that is like that's film study though too, because like it's times where they come out in the defense and I'm like they've never blitzed out of this. They're not blitzing.
Okay,
yeah, that's true.
Or like you say, they come out, they don't run the ball out of this set, or they don't pass the ball out of this set. So a lot of that can be defeated with film study.
Okay,
I feel like your team that good, just have them watching film and line up and play ball. You know?
So the verdict is Alex and Tyshon say minor penalty for Michigan. I'm saying hammer it down. So
I'm an Ohio State fan too. Even though we played, I'm an Ohio State fan too.
Okay. All right, very good. So let's go back to that because I know, talking to Mitch and some other guys, who grew up being Buckeye fans, how was that playing down in the Horseshoe? Was that weird? Cool?
It was a little weird, but it was very cool because I never thought in my life I would be able to play there. So it was a cool experience. It turned me up more. It put a fire under me to play against them.
Yeah,
they're one of the best teams.
And I mean, they play you guys and then they go beat Notre Dame on the road. They beat Penn State, some of the best teams in the country. You guys hung right with them, and you guys and Dre and Mitch said we even left some stuff on the field that we know we could have gotten.
For sure.
So credit to you guys for playing some great competition, and I'm excited to see what you guys are going to do on Saturday because I know this team's good. I've seen them play. I think it was Montana State earlier in the year when it was a 1-2 game, and like you said, they're good. They're really good at everything, but so are you guys. You're right there. You guys are on a 3-game winning streak, right there in the conference battle. So this is going to be an exciting one on Saturday. So let's get a couple more things in here, like just some fun stuff from you guys as football players and other things. So who is the best player you've played against? It could be in high school, college, whatever.
Against.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, I was probably Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay.
Outside of that, though, outside of Ohio State, I would have to say when I played at Northern Michigan, I'm forgetting his name. Caleb Murphy.
Okay.
He broke the NCAA record for sacks on the season. I think he had 28 sacks last year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So outside of Marvin Harrison Jr., I would have to say Caleb Murphy.
Okay.
For sure.
That's your answer?
Yeah. I mean, I was on the sideline for it, but I would say also Trey Lance. I got to watch him.
Okay.
Yeah, he was crazy.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Very good. What's the toughest environment? Let's take out Ohio State. Okay. What's the toughest environment you guys have ever played in?
I would probably say UNI, but not really just the fans. I would just say the arena, the turf's different, just stuff I'm not used to. I would say UNI.
Yeah, either UNI or Lubber Stadium, Grand Valley State.
Okay.
That was crazy. Because they are their fans are crazy. And it's not a dome. It's a stadium. And it sounded like Ohio State. We can't we having a huddle because you can't hear it. That was a crazy environment for sure.
Okay. So that going back to UNI too, does that dome just makes it extra loud, tough to hear?
It's old, it's a little echo.
It's nowhere for the sound to go, so it's just bouncing off the walls.
Okay.
The benches are under, I don't know, under the stands. It's weird.
Interesting.
We under this. If you stand up, you're gonna hit your head. It was a weird setup, and then
they probably only have the road team like that. UNI, they're like, we don't have to worry about standing up and hitting our heads. Pre-game type of music or certain song you guys listen to?
I would say I just play straight G Herbo albums. That's all I listen to.
Okay.
Pre-game.
I play any Chicago music because I'm from the Chicagoland area, so that's just what I grew up on. So any kind of Chicagoland music, that's all that's in my headphones on the day of the game for sure.
Do you guys have a favorite sports movie? Doesn't have to be football. Could be anything.
I'm not big on movies.
That's fine. That's fine. You could pass on this too.
I would say Love and Basketball.
All right. Okay.
I can always watch Love and Basketball.
All right. Favorite football moment. Again, this could be when you're a little kid playing. This could be last week.
Mine is towards the end of my junior year, like a 94-yard like field goal touchdown. I ran back. That was my only touchdown. So
Yeah, that's got to be a good feeling
Yeah.
as a defensive guy.
Playing in the game, my favorite football moment. I don't know. I would say running out that tunnel at Ohio State
Okay.
in a sold out stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a kid, like that's something you dream of, playing in stadiums like that.
Mm-hmm.
And achieve that dream, that was crazy. Either that or just celebrating with the guys in the end zone after that first drive.
Mm-hmm.
One of those two for sure.
Yeah.
It was just a surreal moment.
All right, very good. Either you guys trash talkers?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the ref got to tell me like stop.
I'm both.
Okay.
When I'm out there, it's like it's us versus y'all.
Yeah.
Like, and I like us every time, so I'm gonna let you know about it.
Mm-hmm.
You mess up, I'm gonna let you know about it.
Yeah.
And I hope if I mess up, they will let me know about it. Like I live for that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It get me going for sure.
Okay.
I'm more like aggravated. I try to aggravate you, just get in your way.
Yeah.
Quiet talk to you, bump you.
Okay.
That's what I do. I try
All
to
right.
yeah.
I like it. I like it. What are some of your guys' hobbies outside of football? Not watching movies for you.
Yeah, I would say playing the game mainly.
Okay.
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say for sure playing the game. I'm a grad student now, so I ain't having much class, much schoolwork. So I'm playing the game or watching movies, watching TV shows, or just laying in the bed, chilling, watching film, not a whole lot. After football season, I like at my last school, I went to like a lot of games, like whether it was the basketball games, the hockey games. So I plan on getting out to youngsters. Like I went to the girls' game last night.
Yeah.
It was cool. I look forward to getting to some of the boys' games, get into we don't have a hockey team here, do we?
No hockey here, no.
Just get into games, showing support. Because I love when I can look in the stands and see other sports teams, so just matching that support that they give us. So it's either playing the game or just going to any games on campus for sure.
You'll have fun watching these teams. Like both the men and the women's teams are pretty solid. So we expect a really good season out of both of them. Future plans for you guys outside of it could be, hey, I want to take it to the next level in football, or hey, this is what I want to do for a career. What future plans for you guys?
I would say NFL for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like the NFL. Like I've been dreaming of that since I was 4 years old. And after football, I would want to get into like broadcasting. Like just something to do with football. Like even when I'm done playing football.
Yeah.
However many years I play in the NFL, like I want to get into broadcasting or sportscasting or TV personality. Like I just love football.
Yeah.
Like that's all I want to do is something. I can't coach. I don't have the patience. I wouldn't be able to have the patience for it. But I definitely just want to be around the game in some capacity.
Okay. All right.
After football, I'll do some of my primary criminal justice degree. But I will do like I can't do college coaching, but I'll do like some high school coaching or something like that. Because I do want to stay around the game for sure. That's all I know.
I mean, you gotta love it.
Yeah.
But two, the patience is huge too.
Like,
so
like I couldn't be a college coach because just seeing like they schedules, like our coaches are in at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And they don't leave till 7, 8 at night. That's every day.
A lot of times too, at least I've heard this. Sometimes when you're good, like so good too, it's harder to become a coach because you can't see it from everyone's perspective the way you saw it as a player. Whether whether it's on the offensive side, defensive side, whatever it might be. So, it is what it is, but you guys are going to do solid things going forward. All right, let's get some random stuff in before we leave. Like I said, normally I like to ask trivia questions from like guys' cities and stuff. We know a little bit about Cincinnati and Chicago. So, but I got to start with you. Here's the most random question I'm going to ask you, I think. Skyline Chili, overrated, underrated, or properly rated?
I would say it's in the middle, but I'm not even a Skyline fan. I'm more of a Gold Star fan. It's another Coney place out there. That's my favorite.
Okay.
So I'm really just a Gold Star fan.
All right. Fair enough. Tyshon, would you rather catch, and we've talked, you just want the ball. Would you rather catch a touchdown or run it in for a touchdown though?
No, because I run so many, like I like receiving touchdowns because it hurt the defense more. like if a running back catch the ball and score, like it's sting a little more. So
Okay.
I like receiving touchdowns for sure.
All right. All right. As a football fan in general, are you a Bears fan at all?
Of course.
And are you a Bengals fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been a crazy fan because they weren't really good.
Yeah.
I'm like a half Bengals fan, half Green Bay fan.
Okay. All right. That's fair. But let's just hypothetically, there's a big game coming up, whether it's, the Bengals or the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Bears play tonight.
Mm-hmm. I will be
would you rather be at the game or would you rather be at home watching the game?
I've never been to a professional game. So I'm gonna say like I would rather be at the game because I just when you see it on TV, like you just know that atmosphere is crazy. So, and I take it back to like when we played Ohio State, like seeing those crowds on TV, like, wow, that sounds crazy in there. And then being there, you like, this is even crazier.
Yeah.
So I'm knowing that an NFL game is absolutely nuts. So I would for sure say like I would rather be there.
I will say, because I've been to both, professional and collegiate. You're not going to get a better atmosphere than that Ohio State game in the NFL. Like NFL, I feel like the NFL fans are a little crazier, a little nuttier, a little weirder than the college fans. But it, both environments are cool. They're just different, I think. So, all right. Here's a depressing question I'm going to ask you both. But I asked this on the basketball players. So I want to ask you guys, would you rather get blown out or would you rather lose on the final play of the game? It's a little different from football perspective, I think, than basketball, but I still got to ask.
Final play.
Yeah, I'll say final. Because if you get blew out.
Unfortunately, that's kind of happened already. You've been on both sides of that coin. You've won on the final play and lost on the final play this year.
Final play for sure.
Yeah, because on the final play, like, the ball just didn't bounce our way. But if you get blew out, like, I mean, it wasn't nothing clicking for either side, and it was just ugly.
Okay.
So I would rather say final play. I would rather win, but
right, exactly. Yeah, right.
I'd much rather lose.
Okay. All right. Here's another random one. Would you rather play in now? Youngstown has crazy weather. You can get all 4 seasons in 1 week. So would you rather play in 90-degree heat of summer, or would you rather play in 20-degree winter?
90 easily. I'd be really hot, but I'd rather play in the heat because in the cold, I can't feel my finger or toes.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of the cold.
Okay. How about you?
I'd rather play in the cold because they don't like to tackle in the cold.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Like you say, like being like when you playing in the cold, that's a whole nother like opponent. You playing the team and you playing the elements, And me, I'm just running. Like I just gotta run hard. And safeties ain't feeling as fast.
Yeah.
Linemen don't really want to get off their blocks like that. The D linemen, linebackers aren't triggering as fast. So I'd rather play in the cold.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Very good. This might be the weirdest one I got. And this was submitted by someone else, so I'm not taking credit for this one. Would you rather get kicked in the face with a soccer ball or the other team's best player gets a free shot at you running?
Kicked in the face with a soccer ball.
I could take the hit.
I mean, yeah, I'll take the hit, but
no helmets.
Can I brace myself?
Like he got on full pads and I don't.
No, you got pads.
Oh yeah, I just take the hit.
Okay,
I'll take the hit.
Okay,
the hit won't hurt.
Kick in the face with a soccer ball.
I just don't want you getting. I don't want the opponent getting the free hit on me.
Okay,
yeah,
all right. For the rest of your life, you can only eat fruits or vegetables.
Fruits.
Okay.
Yeah, fruits.
Would you rather be 4'2" or 8'2"?
8'2".
I don't know. I feel like an 8'2". It's almost worse than like you can't drive.
Yeah.
Oof. 8'2".
8'2", your life will be very difficult.
Basketball.
I guess. Yeah. I would try to go to the NBA. So I would say 8'2", but oh my goodness,
4'2", you know how short that is?
That was pretty short.
I see like functioning short people like 8'2", like that's crazy. Like,
yeah, I've never seen 8'2".
You got to duck every doorway you walk in. Like, what bed long enough for you? Like,
exactly. See, these are the thought-provoking questions I like to ask. All right, let's finish it out here with YSU teammates. So you can't name yourselves.
Okay.
But who is the most athletic guy on the team?
Marcus Hooker.
Okay.
Easily.
Yeah. Like he's a freak.
Okay. Funniest guy on the team?
Dre Rush.
Dre or Fitz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dre or Fitz.
I like
Dre had me crying every day. I see him all day, every day. He be having me crying. Or Cephas or Deshaun. Like any of the running backs. The running backs is the funniest room. Like the running backs is the funniest room. We make everybody laugh every day.
Who is the smartest guy on the football field?
CJ. Only because he
CJ Charleston?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only because he majored in like some math major. So we always be getting on him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I be hitting him up to play the game.
Whatever. If you agree, that's fine too.
See, yeah, I say Mitch, CJ.
Okay.
On the field, I would say Mitch, just because he's the quarterback he got to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who do I think? I would say CJ. Like, I'd be like, bro, like,
He's smart.
let's get on the game. He'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm studying, bro. Like, he's the most studious person I ever met in my life.
Okay. That's good to know, though. That's cool. Who's the nicest guy on the team?
Mike Morris.
Definitely Mikey
Backup
Mo.
center. Yeah,
Definitely Mikey Mo.
Okay. And who is the toughest guy on the team? Too many to list.
Jake Benio.
Okay. We've had Jake in. Jake seems like he'd be a tough dude.
Jake Benio. He's a nut. Like, the stuff he do, oh my goodness. Like, he's like an extra lineman for
And
us.
he's helping you out in the run game,
I
too.
would say Mike Voitis.
Okay.
Michael Voitis.
All right. And Mike, how's he doing? He had an injury when he was in
he's-
here.
He almost there. I think he might be back this week.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's wrap it up here. But give us how people can follow you guys out on social media if they want to get in touch with you, possibly NIL stuff. How can people reach out to you guys?
My Instagram is Tyshon.King. My Twitter is at Tyshon King 10. Any NIL, just get at the Penguin Collective.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, get that taken care of. That's about it for me.
I just got Instagram.
Okay.
Alex_Howard03. And just, yeah, if you've got any NILs, Penguin Collective.
Very good. Very good. Well, we appreciate both you guys taking the time out of your day, your schedule on a big time game week, coming down, talking to us. So we wish you guys the best of luck this weekend. I'm hoping to be there in the stands.
Yes, sir.
But I'm hoping 20,000 other people are with me down there
Yes,
at
sir.
YSU. So good luck to both of you guys. Good luck to your teammates and coaches. Go Gwins. And any last message you want for the people of Youngstown, say it right into that camera right up there.
Come support. We need the whole city.
Just come support. We need the whole population of Youngstown at the game. We need people standing on the sidelines in the end zones. We need it filled out. We need everybody there.
So get loud, get down to Stambaugh, noon kickoff. Tyshon King, Alex Howard, we appreciate you guys coming down. Thank you so much. And we appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to follow Youngstown Studio and the 330 Sports Show on social media. For Joe Danier, who's behind the scenes, I'm Justin Coffin. Everybody have a great weekend. Go Penguins.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. This is original Youngstown content. Feel free to share our videos and tell your friends about us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook. Thank you for your support.